Now the Sunoco Busch Grand National Series cars come to New Hampshire for the Busch 200. Okay, that's enough for the New England accent, as it'll be 20 laps around the 1 mile New England Speedway. On the pole will be our two-time winner Tim Gardner, who won at Rockingham and at Nashville. He had 129.882 miles per hour. On the outside will be Grace Friedman in the 77. Row 2 will be Darnell Jones, our winner at Kentucky, and Alexander Wilson Leach in the 47. Row 3 will be our most recent winner at Chicago, Dougie Shears in the 68, and Jack Richardson McDonald's Ford number 27. Row number 4 will be Christian Brannon and Ralph Green, our Daytona pole sitter. Row number 5 will be Jeremy Doobie, our winner at Hickory, and Adam Fiegel, our pole sitter at our last event in Chicago. Row number 6 will be Christina Cowan, our current points leader, in the number 89, and Hayden Klein, the number 88, Crisco Pontiac. Row number 7 will be Matthew Rodriguez and Emily Johnson, our South Boston winner. Row number 8 will have Charles Jackson and Celia Brewer. Celia was our winner at Martinsville. Row number 9 will be Adam Chambers and Ken Johnson. Row 10 will be Mike Doobie and Diana Panic. Row 11 will be Courtney Winterbauer and Juliet Leonard. Row 12 will be Tim Freilich and Kelsey McEwen. And row 12 will be Andre Castro and Trey Roberts. Row 13 will be Andre Castro and Trey Roberts.
Drivers, start your engines!
Row number 14 will be Zed Weinstein and Ann Batson, a two-time winner. Winner at Daytona and at Dover. Row number 15 will be Dunlap, our Las Vegas winner, and Ed Gardner. Row number 16 will be Faith Johnson, our winner at Daytona Subway 250, and Jason Wong. Keith Batson and Nick Knotts make row number 17. Row 18 will be Jacob Rodriguez and Gabriella Bryan. Jacob was our Talladega pole sitter, and Gabriella was our Daytona Goodies 300 pole sitter. Jordan Hetzer, our winner at Darlington, and Casey Hutchinson will make row 19. Row 20 will be Lena Savage, our winner at Milwaukee, and Matt Richards. And then Grace Gunnan and Gerald Ickmat will round out the field. So it'll be 20 laps around the 1 mile for our Sunoco Busch Grand National Series. The green flag gonna come by, they'll be back to racing. I don't know why all the cars have a little bit of a palish look to them, but you know what? Probably just take it as it's just very sunny out there. Early on, our leader is Tim Gardner. This can be a rough and tumble track. Believe me when I tell you this. You see Dougie Shears, our most recent winner at Chicagoland, right there, holding his own. Same with Jeremy Doobie, who won at Hickory. Here comes Hayden Klein coming up the field. He's trying to rack up points. Right now he's in a horse race with our points leader in the number 89 Evan Root Pontiac. That is Christina Cowan.
Hey.
And they are still going. And we are under yellow. Trey Roberts. What happened there? I don't get. I think our main culprit of our yellow may have involved this crop of racers. No, it didn't. Or it probably did. Because that's when the yellow was triggered, so you see why it may have to do with these two. Yes, it does. It has to do with a small spin by the number 45 of Casey Hutchinson going around. And Matt Richards getting involved. That was at the stripe, so that was what happened there. a much ado about nothing caution, for the most part. And once again, we are under yellow. Actually, we are on our first yellow for this day. Tim Gardner currently leads. Darnell Jones is now in second, so we got a couple of our already winners there. Tim trying to get number 3. Darnell's trying to get number 2. He won at Kentucky. Grace Freeman's in 3rd. Alexander Wilson Leach is in 4th. And Dougie Shears rounds out the top 5. Then it'll be Christian Brannon, Jeremy Doobie, Jack Richards, Ralph Green, Hayden Klein. Your top 10. Then Adam Fagel, Matthew Rodriguez, Charles Jackson, Christina Cowan, Adam Chambers, Emily Johnson, Mike Doobie, Diana Panic, Celia Brewer, Courtney Winterbauer, Ken Johnson, Tim Freilich, Juliet Leonard, Andre Castro, Kelsey McEwen, Dunlap Brad, Zed Weinstein, Trey Roberts, Ann Batson, Ed Gardner, Faith Johnson, Jason Vaughn, Keith Batson, Nick Knotts, Jacob Rodriguez, Gabriella Bryan, Jordan Hetzer, Lena Savage, Gerald Ickman, Grace Gunnan, Matt Richards, and Casey Hutchinson rounding out the field. So we're still under yellow. I think it's going to be the next time by the lights will go off. Yep, they did. So it'll be lap number 7 of 20 for the field led by Tim Gardner, our pole sitter, who went wire to wire at Nashville early on this season. Qualified on the pole, won the race. Actually, that was at our second Nashville event. That was just a few races ago. And we're back to green. Darnell leads. Excuse me, Darnell's in second. Good battling going on. Here's Jeremy Doobie battling it out with Dougie Shears and Christian Brannon. This is one of those tricky tracks that you may be tagging wall. Giving kisses to the walls if you're not careful. A little bit of give there for Jeremy Doobie, but Dougie Shears is in trouble, and there going in the wall is Christian Brannon, and we've got ourselves a big one. Ralph Green, our points leader, is trapped in there, as well as our number 2 in the points, and I do believe we got one on his roof. Who is that? Yeah, that was hideous. Smoking Christian Brannon. How about Adam Chambers? I think he probably, I don't know what's going on here. But we're back under caution. There was a car on his lid. But let's see where it all culprated. It had to do with the number. Man, how about that? It's not going good for Christian Brannon. He ends up tagging the little inside walls, smoking, and basically ending his day. Yeah. Let's see what happened. It was basically here, Christian Brannon, Dougie Shears, and Jack Richards. Then Dougie gets tagged by Brannon. Brannon goes in. Then Jeremy Doobie goes into the other wall adjacent. Tagging over Jeremy Doobie. There's Hayden Klein, and basically a wall is formed. Matt Richards has to squeeze through. Adam Fagel, I don't know how he got through that one. You have Adam Chambers basically all stopping, they're bumping, they're grinding. Certain cars are done. I see a car on his roof. I think that may be Dougie Shears. Yep, that was Dougie Shears that went up on his roof. So how about our most recent winner is already out in one fell swoop? My goodness. Dougie Shears. Trying to fit a bunch of cars to a tiny hole. You see Charles Jackson, Matthew Rodriguez stopped. That was hideous. That was nothing short of hideous. Just, my goodness. So let's go back to where we left off. Tim Gardner currently leads. Darnell Jones is in second. Then it'll be Grace Friedman, Alexander Wilson Leach, Adam Fagel. How about Jeremy Doobie in 6th? And Adam Chambers now in the top 10. How about that? One of the better showings for Adam this season. He's now in the top 10. Then it's Christina Cowan, Jacob Rodriguez once again in the top 10, and Grace Gunnan. But a tough break for Hayden Klein, who was trying to get points. And now he's got to watch as Christina Cowan racks up more points. And Grace Gunnan rounds up the top 10. Then Celia Brewer, Matt Richards, Casey Hutchinson, Courtney Winterbauer, Nick Knotts, Charles Jackson, Tim Freilich, Keith Batson, Gerald Ickmat, Ken Johnson, your top 20. Then it's Dunlap Brad, Kelsey McEwen, Ed Gardner, Andre Castro, Ann Batson, Jason Wong, Faith Johnson, Gabriella Bryan, Jordan Hetzer, and Matthew Rodriguez. And then Dougie Shears, Emily Johnson, and Alina Savage, all of which are going to round up the field. How about Dougie Shears, who gets on his lid and he's still at the back of the pack? That is interesting. But Ralph Green, Hayden Klein, Diana Panic, Mike Doobie, Juliet Leonard, Christian Brennan, Jack Richards, Trey Roberts, and Zed Weinstein, all of which are going to be DNFs. And I do believe we're going to go back to Green Flag Racing. It'll be 9 laps to go, I do believe. Yep, it will be 9 laps to go for the field. We're at the 10 lap mark, so it'll be 9 to go for the field here at New Hampshire. Doobie, Tim Gardner's got a good jump on things. Not really any challenge for the number 1 spot, but let's see if Darnell Jones is going to do just that. Darnell Jones going to make a challenge. Nope, not enough. They all get in line. Grace Friedman, same thing. And I do believe that's Alexander Wilson Leach in 4th, having a very solid showing yet again. And Adam Fagel, our pole sitter at Chicagoland. Not really much action going on. Now Jacob Rodriguez trying to pass Christina Cowan. Same with the number 002 of Grace Gunnan. There's Adam Chambers now in the 6th spot, having a very good showing. Probably his best finish in this season. He's looking for his first top 5 finish. And we're back under yellow. And it has to do with the number 36 of Celia Brewer. And Matthew Rodriguez is involved. And Kelsey McEwen is involved. Watch what happened here. Kelsey gets tagged in by Celia Brewer. Nick Knotts was involved. I do believe that we saw the number... I think it's the number... Yep, Ken Johnson going up to the inside. I apologize for the poor look of the cars. Just the lighting has thrown them all off, and it's hard to kind of recognize some of the lighter colored cars. Because they've all got blown out in the color. There's Lena Savage getting another tag, same with Matthew Rodriguez. And then you have Dougie Shears getting through clean for the most part. But a tough break. And I do believe that's, yep, Ed Gardner as well, so. I do believe there was a race back to the line. Who's going to get it, though? I think it will still go to Trim Gardner. I don't know if Emily Johnson got the race back to the line, too, because if that's the case, then Emily will probably stay on the lead lap. Yep, she will stay on the lead lap, so good news for Emily Johnson, but everybody else, not so much. But that'll bring us to, once again, we'll try this again. Tim Gardner, Darnell Jones, Grace Friedman, Alexander Wilson Leach, Adam Fagel, Adam Chambers right now having his best showing. He's about a position away from a top 5 finish. Christina Cowan, Jeremy Doobie, Jacob Rodriguez, and Grace Gunnan, your top 10. Then Matt Richards, Courtney Winterbauer, Casey Hutchinson, Charles Jackson, Keith Batson, Tim Freilich, Gerald Ickmat, Dunlap Brad, Nick Knotts, Ken Johnson, Andre Castro, and Batson, Jordan Hetzer, Gabriella Bryan, Jason Wong, Celia Brewer, Lena Savage, Matthew Rodriguez, Faith Johnson, Kelsey McEwen, Dougie Shears, Ed Gardner, Emily Johnson rounding out the field. So, and obviously things could change, so let's see what happens. We're still under yellow. That's 4 laps to go. I think it'll be 3 laps to go. We may be looking at green, white, checkered finish. And that's what we're going to get. We're going to get a green, then a white, then a checkered. So it's going to be a 2-lap showdown here in basically a track that is very plagued for yellows. And it's funny because we were at Darlington earlier this year, and we didn't have a single caution at a track that's nicknamed Too Tough to Tame, and it has a historical precedence of having wrecks. But there was none. So it'll be this time by green flag, 1 lap, white flag, then next lap will be white flag, and then it'll be checkered. Let's see if Tim Gardner can get win number 3 here at New Hampshire. Green, they're away. Good jump. Here comes Grace Friedman trying to get the 2nd spot on. Darnell Jones, the same thing with Adam Chambers trying to get the number 5 spot, battling it out. Got some 3 abreast racing going on for the number 2 spot. Here comes Alexander Wilson Leach. That may be enough momentum for the number 97 Kellogg's Cornflakes Olds of Tim Gardner. White flag, 1 more lap to go. And how about Adam Chambers getting into the top 5? It's still Darnell Jones in the number 2 spot. Now Adam Chambers is going to try to get in the, take a little bit more. He's trying to go for the 4th spot. Nope, not going to happen. He's going to try to settle with a top 5 finish. Nonetheless, checkered flag getting set to fly. The bottom line is real simple. Tim Gardner is going to get win number 3 here in the Sunoco Busch Series. He'll take the Busch 200. 2nd spot will go to Darnell Jones. 3rd spot will go to Grace Friedman. 4th spot will go to Alexander Wilson Leach. And Adam Chambers getting himself a top 5 finish. His best finish this season. Rounding out the top 5, Christina Cowan, 6, Adam Fiegel, Jacob Rodriguez, Grace Gunnan, Courtney Winnebauer, your top 10. Another great showing for Jacob Rodriguez. Then Matt Richards, Jeremy Doobie, Casey Hutchinson, Charles Jackson, Keith Batson, Tim Freilich, Gerald Ickmat, Don Laprad, Andre Castro, Jason Wong, Ann Batson, Gabriella Bryan, Nick Knotts, Ken Johnson, Jordan Hetzer, Faith Johnson, Kelsey McEwen, and Ed Gardner. Then Emily Johnson, Celia Brewer, Matthew Rodriguez, Lena Savage, and Dougie Shears, who was on his lid, finished the race 33rd, and then everybody else, Ralph Green, Hayden Klein, Diana Panic, Mike Doobie, Juliet Leonard, Christian Brandon, Jack Richards, Trey Roberts, and Zed Weinstein, all DNFs. But your winner, getting his 3rd win for the season, right there, Tim Gardner, taking the W here, first of 3 wins. And looking at the point standings, obviously, if you're Hayden Klein, you let that slip through your fingers because Christina Cowan has basically pulled out a 288-point lead over Hayden. Ralph Green is in 3rd. Then it's Faith Johnson, Keith Batson, your top 5. Kelsey McEwen, who was leading early on in the season, has totally fallen off the pace. He's now down to 6th. Nick Knotts, Gerald Ickmat, Dougie Shears, and Mike Doobie rounding at the top 10. There's Juliet Leonard. Tim Gardner with 3 wins has marched himself up the field as now he's 12th in the points. Jordan Hetzer, Tim Freilich, Adam Fiegel, Alexander Wilson Leach, Emily Johnson, Darnell Jones, Andre Castro, and Ed Gardner rounding out the top 20. Then it'll be Jacob Rodriguez, who has been garnering some sort of consistency with a couple top 10 finishes. And Courtney Winnebauer is 22nd. Then Gabriella Bryan, Casey Hutchinson, Ann Batson, Jack Richards, Diana Panic, Charles Jackson, Grace Gooden, Jeremy Doobie, Lena Savage, Trey Roberts, Jason Wong, Adam Chambers with a top 5 finish actually gets him up to the 34th spot. Very good showing for Adam. Ken Johnson, Grace Friedman, Celia Brewer, Matthew Rodriguez, Don Laprad, who with a win in Las Vegas has not really done him justice with by any means necessary. Christian Brandon, Matt Richards, another one who already won at Bristol but still has not fared very well. And Zed Weinstein, who is just having an abysmal season, rounding out the field. That'll bring us to our next event. It'll be Pikes Peak International Raceway in Colorado for the Napa Know-How 250. But we got the Cup Cars at New Hampshire coming up next.